Welcome to the Practical Architect.
These are the 10 things that you as the entrepreneur needs to give an architect to get your commercial project rolling.
Number one, what is the business that we are going to design?
Is it a restaurant? Is it a barber shop? A dry cleaner?
A retail store or offices?
Number two, we need the address of the property that you have in mind for your business. The address tells us what jurisdiction the property falls under so that we know how to go about planning for the building department and what codes that you need to follow.
Number three is who owns the building? Are you the building owner or you are the tenant? If you're the tenant, then we need to know who is the building owner.
The property owner will have to sign off on the project when it comes to submitting plans for a permit. Number four, does the building owner have existing drawings of the space in question?
I have done many projects that are far away from where I am, but I would get the existing drawings of the space and we were able to design the specific restaurant or whatever goes in there and submit to the building department for permit.
Existing drawings significantly helps the design of a project, especially if the project is similar to what used to be in that space before. So if the space was a restaurant before and you lease the space and you want to do a restaurant, there's a lot of things already in place. Having existing drawings will help save cost into the new design for the new tenant layout.
Because certain things could be saved and reused. Also, every building department requires that we put on the drawings what was previously in that space.
Especially when it comes to fixture units like a sink or bathrooms, all these become fixture fees that the tenant has to pay. And if those things are already in place, you don't have to pay for those when you're submitting for permit as part of a county fee.
Because that was already paid before. Number five, we need to know location of where the water is coming into the space, how the sewer is going out of the space, where is the electrical panel, where is the electrical room, what kind of capacity of electrical panel is, do we have enough or do we have it to enlarge?
Is there gas?
Is there a gas or not?
Is the property sprinklered? We also need to have access to the sprinkler room.
Number six, is there existing site plan? Usually the building owner should have the site plan that was previously done on this project. It is very important for us to know where is the space located within the building that is already in place. There is a parking tabulation usually that tells you how many spaces are available.
Parking spaces determine what type of business can be run on that property.
We have to calculate how many spaces are required for your particular project. We have to have adequate parking in order to get building permit.
Number seven, what are your specific operational requirements? For instance, if you have a barber shop, we need to know how many chairs you need, how many hair wash stations, what type of retail area do you require?
Is there a break room? Is it a mechanical room? Do you need washing and drying machines? If it is a restaurant, we need to have a complete list of equipment that you need in order to operate your restaurant. The refrigerators, the freezers, ice machines, sinks. In addition to that, we always have to provide proper number of hand sinks for washing hands, 3-compartment sink. We need to locate and design a grease trap because when you wash your dishes, there is a grease that needs to be eliminated. In addition to that, we need a menu because menu will tell building department if you have adequate equipment for the menu that you are planning to have.
Are you planning on serving alcohol? Because if you're going to have a bar, that also changes certain things that the county is going to require. If you're planning on having an office, what kind of office space do you require?
How many offices do you need? Do you need a break room?
Do you need public areas?
Do you need storage for anything? All these things have to be incorporated in your design.
Are your bathrooms up to code? A lot of times a business owner simply wants to redo the facade of the property, but in doing so, the county will demand that the bathrooms be upgraded to ADA compliance.
Well, all depends when the building was built and when the bathrooms were built. If they were built a long time ago, they may not meet the requirements of ADA. You have to upgrade them. They have to be accessible. You don't necessarily have to pay additional fee for that, but you have to redesign, you have to make them larger, you have to have handicap bars, you have to have proper size of door, proper location of door so that handicapped people can get in.
a high-low drinking fountain requirement. Is that on all properties, or is that?
Drinking fountains are required, but restaurants have exception. If a restaurant would serve the water for free to the public, they do not have to have drinking fountains. And drinking fountains take space, they cost money and electricity.
But if you're a retail business, do you need a drinking fountain?
Yes, you do. Any other business requires. Number 8 is overall budget. Do you have budget ready for the type of projects you're planning to do? Usually businesses have that, or they have access to the money that they can borrow.
And as far as a square foot price goes, so much varies on the type of business, the existing conditions of the property, and what you want to do ultimately. Number 9, we need to have pictures of the existing space. And it would also be helpful if you have pictures of a previous establishment, if you have it, or a similar look of what you're trying to achieve for your business.
And number 10 is, in order for architect to start the work, he needs to have agreements signed by the responsible parties, and he needs down payment, and he can start the work immediately.
Feel free to contact Arif at his website, hodzikarchitects.com. If you need consultation, Arif will be more than happy to go over the details of your project to see what your options are.